All right, so we are now recording. And I was told today that the registration, when you register, it says that we have a 90-minute presentation today, but that was a mistake on my part. We're actually only going to keep you for an hour, so it's not that bad. So we like to start all of our workshops or whatever we do with a land acknowledgement, because we do acknowledge that what we do, how we serve, we are doing this on lands that are not originally ours, that are indigenous nations once owned. And through a lot of injustices that still continue on, we are doing this work, and we have taken this land. So we usually do a verbal land acknowledgement, but we recently had a training and was introduced to this awesome video. So it was very powerful, and I wanted to do the land acknowledgement through showing you all this video. So I'm gonna stop sharing this PowerPoint for a second and instead share with you a cool little video. Okay. Gotta do it again. All right. And I know I have a co-host in here, Miss Haley, so please tell me if anything goes wrong here.
You do have something up on, so it's kind of blanking out the video in a certain spot.
Oh, up top?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the controls.
Okay.
I can't seem to make them go away.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just live through it.
Okay.
It is the land right here that the Puyallup people have lived on since the beginning. This right here is where we are in the world, our homelands.
We work on our ancestral lands. We raise our children who go to school on the land of the Puyallup people.
We acknowledge that the Medicine Creek Treaty was signed for the whites to take our land for their benefit.
Land was assigned to our people. The Caucasians said, "This is your land," and they took that land from us too.
Our land was stolen from us. Treaties were broken.
But we are still here today.
Our people forage for food and materials, we pick berries, we canoe, we practice our traditional ways, and we speak Twelshutsi.
Just as our ancestors did.
We are finished.
So that is just a really...
The self-credit builder account is an installment loan that enables people to build positive payment history and save money.
There we go. Sorry. So that is just a very powerful video that acknowledges some really big injustices that were done in the past and continue on into the present, and is something that we should and must acknowledge. Okay, unfortunately I just can't share. So let me go back to the workshop. All right. So we're going to start with a little bit about Goodwill, and then we are going to get to why you are actually here today to hear about volunteer opportunities.
Heather,
yes.
that stuff is still blocked on your screen, so we can't see the whole slide.
Okay, let me.
There's a black box right where your mouse was.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you have a notification up or not.
No, there's nothing there. And I'm trying to put my slides so that I can put them in full view, but this thing on top is not going away, where I don't want to see my host controls. Okay, now when I put it to full view, is that better?
No, it's like a grayed out box. It's still there.
That's so odd. I'm gonna try to stop sharing and then try again. Hopefully, I don't know why it's doing this. Because it's technology and it wants to kill us all with stress. Okay, is that better?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh no. Okay, so
you want me to share it?
Yes, but I have to send it to you. So I will start talking about the Digital Work Opportunity Center while I send this to Haley, so that you guys do not just have to listen to me go, So let me send this to Haley, and then lucky for me, I planned on technical difficulties and printed all of my notes. Alrighty, just give me a second to email this. I apologize, technical difficulties. Okay, it is sent. So as Haley gets that and opens it and starts to share her screen, let me just start on the road of telling you a little bit about Goodwill and what we offer, and then we will get started with the volunteer portion of our volunteer virtual fair. So with the pandemic, like many agencies and vocational schools out there, which, by the way, is Goodwill's best kept secret. I'm sure many of you know, but we still like to announce it, that we are an accredited vocational school. So people can come to Goodwill, they can visit our stores and buy all sorts of awesome things. But they can also come to one of our many work opportunity centers. They can get free vocational training. They can get support services from awesome programs like the Financial Opportunity Center that I'm with, our Disability Services Program, our Veterans Program. So there's some really great programs, great accreditations, and basic courses like basic computer skills. that people can come in and they can take advantage of for free. And we also, at the end of the day, we want to help people find jobs. So we're also there to help with those employment skills, resume writing, mock interviewing, all that stuff. And then our workshops, which we hold monthly, which always focus on something that can help you get a job. So we may be focusing on volunteerism this month, but that is because volunteering can get you a job. It can get you valuable work experience. And if you are an amazing volunteer, sometimes you will get hired into the agency that you volunteer for. So Haley, if you just want to go to the, I think it's slide 5. And thank you. So with the pandemic, we transitioned to a digital work opportunity center, which meant that we did have to close down some of our programs that hopefully we will be able to reopen or reopen new and amazing ones once our training centers open for in-person services. But there was a lot of items that we were also able to keep in through the Digital Work Opportunity Center. And so there's some of our vocational training programs there. And then our awesome service programs as well. So all of these things are free to our community. And next slide, Haley. So here's how you get hooked up with those free programs, or finding out about the next workshop that we have coming, or what we have available, because what we had on the last slide is what we have available now, but it's going to be something different down the road. So you can register by text. You can text DWalk register to 56512. You can go to our website, you can register online, or go to our website just to learn about everything that we have going on. We have pre-recorded welcome sessions, and you can email our career hub directly to get hooked up with an employment specialist and see what's going on. So that's careerhub@goodwillwa.org. Next slide. Our weekly newsletter. So you could email the Career Hub as on the last slide and say, I want to get signed up for that newsletter, or you can go to our website. You can go onto our Career Hub page and there is a subscribe button right there. This goes out every single Monday. It has information for all sorts of job openings that we get sent details for, what our upcoming workshops are, if we have any new vocational offerings. So being subscribed to that weekly list is a great way to learn what's coming up. Next slide. Oh, and here is our lovely monthly workshops. So we have these every single month. They are pre-registration is required, but they're always posted on the Goodwill YouTube page too. So if you miss one, you can always go into our YouTube page and watch that. And the workshops focus on any sort of building of employment skills, but we also have some really awesome speakers that come in and get you excited and inspire you. Next slide. All right, so here is our volunteer fair agenda. We're going to talk a tiny bit about why volunteering is a fabulous thing to do, some considerations with volunteering, and then we're going to hear from some local agencies, or you might hear from me telling you about these great local agencies and their volunteer opportunities. All of these slides have the contact information or where you can find the information on that volunteer role. So as I said, everybody will get a copy of this slide presentation so that you can reach out later today, tomorrow, whenever, and say, hey, I heard your speech at the Goodwill Volunteer Fair and I want to learn more. All right, so next slide. So why volunteer? Some awesome pros there, and then only a couple of cons. So the pros really outweigh the cons. You get to meet new people. It is proven that volunteering increases your happiness and gets you in a better place mentally. You learn new skills. You get to use that brain. We've got some just fun volunteer opportunities, but we've also got some brain heavy volunteer opportunities. So if you want to use your brain skills, keep yourself sharp, volunteering is a great way to do that. It looks good on a job application, it really does. And it a lot of the times will get you a job. Personal story for me is I did not go to college for this line of work, working in nonprofits, but I volunteered and I loved doing it. And I got an opportunity to go into the nonprofit industry about, I want to say 14, 15 years ago now. And I found that I just love it here, and I stayed here. And so volunteering got me to the position that I am in today. So it can get you a job, and it can even get you a career, and you get to make a difference. And then the cons, like 3 little cons. It can be time consuming. Sometimes it can be repetitive. But the beauty of volunteering is you don't have to stay in a volunteer role. So if it's repetitive or you find that it's just not for you, you can always just go on to the next volunteer opportunity. So if you're on the fence about diving into a new volunteer experience or have doubts about whether volunteering is right for you, you might find yourself surprised at just how much you gain from taking that plunge. So next slide. So one of those many beauties of volunteering is that there are endless ways you can get involved and make a difference. And you just won't know what's right for you until you get out into the community and start. There are tens of thousands of nonprofit organizations in the US with volunteering opportunities, ranging from healthcare, mental health, sports, politics, nonprofits, childhood developing. So the key to accruing all the benefits of volunteering is to find something you really like in a community that you really love, and you need to consider your options. So do your research. So there's a couple of really good websites that you can go on, do a little research there, and that focus on Washington. So our Digital Work Opportunity Center spans all of Washington state. So we're here in Pierce County, so a lot of what we have today is kind of Pierce County centered, but we wanted to try to get outside of Pierce County too. So we have a couple organizations that are outside of Pierce County, and that top website is all of Washington state. The second one, piercecountywa.gov, that focuses on Pierce County, and then there's volunteermatch.org, idealist.org. And not every volunteer opportunity is going to be listed on these specific websites. So reach out. If you have a community center in your neighborhood, give them a call. A senior center in your neighborhood. One of the organizations we're going to be hearing from today is SHIBA, Statewide Health Insurance Benefit Advisors. I used to work with them, and I love working with seniors. They're so fun to work with. So really get out there, because you never know what you might just really enjoy that you didn't think you might have. All right, so now we're going to hear from those organizations and those volunteer opportunities, what you are really here for today. So next slide. All right, Rebuilding Together South Sound. I think we have a representative here to present on their behalf. So whoever is here, you can go ahead and take yourself off of mute. Oh no, she's unable to mute herself. Let me, Anna.
Hi there. Got me.
Okay.
Awesome. You're good. Thank you, Heather and Haley, for making this happen, and Goodwill. We appreciate the opportunity to share. Rebuilding Together South Sound is, Rebuilding Together is actually a national organization. So we have affiliates all across the country. South Sound serves the Tacoma and Pierce County area, as well as Auburn and Federal Way. What we do is home repair for elderly, disabled, or families with children who are low income and wouldn't otherwise be able to afford it. And some of these home repairs are pretty much vital to being comfortable in your home. We deal with replacing hot water heaters, plumbing leaks, electrical hazards, broken windows, doors. And then also secondarily, really important is installing things like decks, stairs, and ramps that are, are able to allow people to get in and out of their homes comfortably if they're differently abled or elderly, as well as accessibility products like comfort height toilets, levered door handles, and those kind of things. We, if you don't mind going to the next slide. Our programs are split up in 3 ways. We host a rebuilding day, which is rescheduled this year to July because of COVID, obviously. And so we're still hoping to get out there with some volunteer teams. It's our signature repair program. We get large projects, and then we get what we call a house captain, which is a contractor that helps guide our volunteers in making the repairs happen. So this is building decks, stairs, ramps, putting in larger, flooring, things like that. And they're normally held around the last Saturday of April, and we aim to get up to 30 homes repaired just in that one day by garnering the help of hundreds of volunteers. And it's really awesome. And it's kind of one of those things, you can get a group together, or you can sign up individually and just spend a day helping people and meeting other people that like to help people. It's really fun. Our second program is Safe at Home. That's a year-round program. We offer, it's smaller projects, but it's just focusing on more of the critical repairs, making sure people are safe and healthy in their home, and that they have accessibility in their homes. And we also, this is in the Pierce County area, and we also really encourage volunteers to get involved for our Safe at Home program. This one's really fun as well. Both programs also allow volunteers to learn a ton about home repair. And if you are a homeowner yourself, or even just want to know these things going forward, it's awesome. You can learn how to fix a toilet. You can learn how to install grab bars should you need them. And you can, go as far as learning carpentry and some electrical and plumbing repair. So it's really awesome. And then lastly, we have our Tacoma Home Repair Program, which is actually funded by the city of Tacoma, which is awesome because it allows us to have an on-staff contractor. So we get those done at a bit of a quicker rate. And the home, we have a budget of up to $15,000 per home, which has also been hugely impactful and yeah, made a big difference in Tacoma, we like to think. And if you don't mind going to the next slide. So we are always looking for volunteers. It's one of the biggest bottlenecks in us achieving what we hope to do, which is make people feel comfortable and safe in their homes. And so you can volunteer for the Rebuilding Day, which happens this year in July. We still are absolutely taking volunteers, or it happens every year in April, end of April, or you can get a hold of us and volunteer. We try and have a project at least once a month and need volunteers for that as well. You can sign up for specific homes with specific repairs if you want to learn something. And just get a hold of us at the phone number listed below or the volunteer email, and we can point you in the right direction. We also have a website, rebuildingtogetherss.org, where you can find additional information. Thank you. Appreciate you guys letting us speak today.
Yes, thank you, Anna. That's awesome. All right, so go ahead and go to the next slide. And I believe we have Mary here today, who is going to speak on behalf of Associated Ministries.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary with Associated Ministries. So we can go to the next slide, actually. Our mission is working together towards lasting solutions to homelessness, and we have a lot of different programs at AM, mostly volunteers. We have 2 volunteer run programs, which actually one of them we partner with Goodwill. That's the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. And then the other one I'll talk about in just a second. But aside from those 2 programs, most of our volunteer opportunities are more administrative. Typically, they take place at our offices with our other staff members. And those primarily, like the types of activities that volunteers do in those roles, are supporting clients and providing resource referrals. They might help with some of our case managers. They might help direct any clients, looking for housing, where to go, how to access housing, or how to access other resources that they may need. We're always looking for volunteers to help at our reception desk. We always have fun data entry projects. Sometimes we need volunteers to help with social media, communications, and outreach, building our network. And we're oftentimes willing to help customize a role for you. So if there are skills that you want to build or want to use that you have, that you want to contribute to our organization, we love being able to get creative with prospective volunteers and, create something that's never been done before at AM. I actually have a volunteer right now who works for the federal government doing process improvement. And so she's actually working with a lot of our managers to help them just create smoother systems and processes. And that's been really cool. So whether we have a volunteer role for you or not, we're definitely eager to find a way to fit you in and fit in your personality and skills and interests into our organization. So we can go to the next slide now. And so I did talk about the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, which is volunteer run. Paint Tacoma Beautiful is our other completely volunteer run program. We actually work closely with Rebuilding Together South Sound. A lot of times people will access services from Rebuilding Together, and then we'll come in and maybe paint that bare railing that needs a coat of paint so that it'll last longer. So we provide free exterior painting to low-income homeowners in Tacoma. And this is a fun, it's fun. It's mostly exterior painting. So unlike Rebuilding Together, we don't do an array of repairs. We really only provide painting. And so that takes place over the spring and summer months. And we're always looking for volunteers. As Anna said, it's probably also our biggest bottleneck to being able to make bigger impacts. So if any of you are interested in volunteering, you can sign up as an individual, or if you want to get a group together, you can get a group together. I think I'm the only person who didn't put my contact information on this slide, so I'll just say it out loud here. But if you have questions or want to register to volunteer, you can either go online to our website at associatedministries.org. And then there is a tab called Get Involved, so you could do /Get Involved. And then you can register. Thank you. You can register there. I'll also put it in the chat just in case, but for those of you watching on YouTube, that's where you'll go. You can also reach out to me. Again, my name is Mary, and my work phone number is 253-999-3417. And that's all.
Thank you, Mary. And even though everybody else is going to get these slides in PDFs, so you can't change them or anything, I can add to them. So before I send this out to everybody after our presentation, I will make sure to add Mary's contact information and Associated Ministries website, so it is there for you. All right, next slide, Haley. Okay, so like I said, the nonprofits that were invited, not all of them could attend, but all of them were invited to send us some slides with the promise that I would do a little presenting on their behalf if they were not able to come in. So you're gonna hear my voice a lot. I apologize for that in advance. So Nourish Pierce County is our next one. And I'm going to be speaking for them. Nourish Pierce County has been serving our local community for nearly 40 years. They currently have 5 brick and mortar locations and 2 mobile units that travel to different areas throughout the county to reach neighbors in need. They depend on the service of over 1,000 volunteers annually to help maintain operations. And their mission is simple: to provide nutritious food and support services to those in need with compassion, dignity, and respect. No one in need is turned away. Next, oh, nope, that's the slide. Never mind. Okay, not next slide. So if you are interested in being a part of the Nourish Pierce County team, they would love to hear from you. They currently have volunteer opportunities available that include things like greet and welcome food bank clients, help load groceries in clients' cars, move boxes of food around and stage for distribution, sort and bag fresh produce, pack non-perishable grocery boxes, assist with food distribution and replenish food bins, clean the food bank and assist with general garbage disposal, interact with volunteers, staff, and clients with compassion, dignity, and respect. And if you are interested in serving with Nourish Pierce County, you can register on their website at nourishpc.org. And their Nourish Pierce County is a wonderful organization, but I do want to plug that there are many food banks around as well. So if there's one closer to you or a food bank in your area or a hot meal site as well, they are always looking for volunteers. All right, next slide. Okay, so you're going to hear my voice for this one too. The Children's Discovery Museum. This is in Longview, Washington, and this looks like a fun one. So not that they're all not fun and rewarding, but you know, this one you can play. So the Children's Discovery Museum aims to provide local families with an interactive, child-focused space to foster discovery and learning. Imagine a child-friendly space right there in Cowlitz County where children and their families can engage in imaginative, interactive, hands-on play during those rainy Washington days. Next slide. So they specialize in interactive play, hands-on learning, have exhibits like Nature Niche, farms to market giant Lincoln logs. I would love that. Oh my gosh. I used to play with Lincoln logs all the time when I was a kid. I would turn into a 5-year-old there. They have a doctor's office, a dental office, and a ping pong ball shower. Okay, that's fun. So you would have the time of your life volunteering at the Children's Discovery Museum. You can join a community planning group, help plan an event, or even design an exhibit. So if you are interested, you can go to their website at the bottom there, childrensdiscovery360.org, and you can download a volunteer application and find a lot more information there. Next slide. All right, United Way of Pierce County. I think we have a representative today for United Way.
Hi there, thank you. Yes, my name's Allison Luft and I'm engagement manager at United Way. Thank you for hosting this and inviting us to participate. United Way of Pierce County focuses on breaking the cycle of poverty by removing barriers and helping families move towards self-sufficiency. We also, I wanted to just let people know about a local resource for finding volunteer opportunities in Pierce County. We sponsor the Get Connected volunteer database. So I just have a screenshot of the landing page here. For those of you who are looking for opportunities, we invite nonprofit partners in Pierce County. Any nonprofit is eligible to list their opportunities, and it's you can find an opportunity by area of interest, location, timing, age range. So it lets you really zero in on an opportunity that's a fit for you. And I've also provided, so our opportunities are listed on this site as well. As many organizations have, due to COVID, we've switched some of our opportunities to remote. We've created some virtual volunteer opportunities, some do-it-yourself projects that you can do from home. So those are all on this site as well. I've listed our the landing page address, but then if you have any questions, you can always email us at volunteer@uwpc.org. And I also just wanted to say happy National Volunteer Week. Great timing for this workshop. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning, is that, yeah, it is National Volunteer Month. April is every single year. So if you volunteer, you have a whole month that's dedicated to how awesome you are. You can even ask family for gifts, like, you know, use it. All right, so you're gonna hear me presenting again for our next couple of slides. Our next one is World Relief Seattle. So they are a pretty inspiring nonprofit that helps refugees and immigrants. So their mission or their vision statement is every refugee and vulnerable immigrant welcomed by a community, rooted in community and empowered by community. And just a little bit here about what they have been able to do just last year. So not 2020, but this is actually 2019. They don't have stuff up for 2020 yet, but that is pretty amazing how much they were able to do in 2019. And a lot of what they do is through volunteers. So they have a lot of volunteer opportunities. You can teenagers to our senior population, they would have a volunteer opportunity for you. And they also partner with local businesses to get refugees and immigrants employment. So next slide. So this is some of the volunteer opportunities that World Relief Seattle has. So ESL assistance, they have free ESL classes for their clients, and the assistants help one-on-one with the students in those classes. Host homes, a lot of refugees have no place to go when they arrive in America. So host home not only provides some place for somebody to lay their head, but also helps them to acclimate to life in the US, because it's a lot, lot different, I'm sure, and gets them to and from appointments. So it's a big help. Detention center post-relief services, so really helping people like after a very traumatizing event. Youth programs, cultural companions. It's just really being a friend to someone and helping them one-on-one. Employment preparedness, good neighbors, teams, refugee youth mentors, digital literacy. They have a women's sewing class, and detention center ministry. So if any of that interests you, or that's something that you want to learn more about, their website is down there at the bottom, worldreliefseattle.org/volunteer. All right, next slide. Eloise's Cooking Pot. A lot of people know about this really awesome food bank and hot meal site. Eloise's Cooking Pot is long-standing and serves the communities of East and South Tacoma. In 2019, so a little bit of information about what they did: served over 180,000 clients, more than 46,000 households in 1 year. Distributed over 1.9 million pounds of food, served over 1.5 million meals. And they are not a fish food bank, or we heard from Nourish Pierce County, which are both of those are awesome in their own right. But Eloise's Cooking Pot is an independent food bank. It's all by itself. And they are the #1 food service in Pierce County, and all of that from one food bank. And they're not just a food bank. They have I have farm stuck in my head, but it's like a little garden. So they source a lot of their food as well. So really awesome place, and they need volunteers. Next slide. So this is a little bit about what you could do if you were to volunteer at Eloise's Cooking Pot. They deliver food to homebound seniors, people with disabilities. They have the food bank and the hot meal site. They have the Blair's Sanctuary Garden, which really focuses on our veterans community too. So it's just really, really awesome. And they put together joy boxes that bring a smile to someone's day. So they have just little cute lunches that they give out. So Eloise's Cooking Pot, fabulous organization. Their website is up top there, and they also have a phone number that you can call if you are interested in volunteering. All right, next slide. Okay, so SHIBA, Statewide Health Insurance Benefit Advisors. I believe we have a representative for SHIBA, so you don't have to hear my voice for a few minutes.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So my name is Martin. I am actually, I wear many hats. I work for Sound Outreach, which is a nonprofit in Tacoma. I'm a senior financial counselor, so I help seniors with budgeting, credit, income support assistance, resources in the Pierce County community. I also am an administrative assistant for our SHIBA program, and I'm so excited to hear that it's volunteer. Did you say volunteer week or month? Month. Awesome. Because I actually volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association, and I've been doing that since last year. And yeah, it's just been really, really cool. And I love working with seniors. So I'm excited to be here today in the position of SHIBA administrative assistant to share a little bit about what we do. So as you can see, SHIBA stands for Statewide Health Insurance Benefit Advisors. I usually have to take a big breath after I say that when I introduce myself to different organizations because it is long. But the amazing thing about it is we help specialize in helping seniors navigate through Medicare, and we help assist them with their coverage needs. And we all know seniors have been going through a really, really rough time. Not just during COVID, but in general, they struggle to find the right resources. So during COVID, that's just added so much more stress and anxiety. So I'm so glad that we have people to help answer those questions that seniors and certain people with disabilities might have. So other than that, I think the next slide talks about what our volunteers do. Awesome. So why would you volunteer for SHIBA? Well, you can make a difference in the life of a senior citizen or somebody with a disability. Not only does volunteering help or offer vital help to people in need in the community, but the benefits can be even greater for the volunteer as it connects you to others. It helps reduce stress and combats depression, keeps you mentally stimulated, and provides a sense of purpose. It is good for your overall physical health, which prolongs your life, helps get you out of the house and involved in your community, brings fun and fulfillment to your life, and you have an ability to meet new friends. And how SHIBA volunteers help others is by assessing their Medicare coverage needs. We help determine general eligibility for healthcare coverage programs. We help evaluate and compare health plans in different programs, and we provide Medicare enrollment help. We also sometimes speak with 1-800-Medicare on clients' behalf and help make referrals to other agencies and programs. And lastly, we help collect and report possible fraud complaints. We make public presentations to local groups, and we provide clerical support and participate in outreach activities. So we offer volunteer positions for all interests, whether it's counseling others, providing clerical support, participating in outreach activities, giving presentations to the public, or working on special projects. We definitely have lots of different options. And so the last question is, well, what's required? So you actually don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you anything that you need to know about Medicare and Medicaid. You basically just have to have a passion for helping others and want to learn. So we have awesome senior volunteers. We're always looking for more. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. My email is martin@soundoutreach.org. And you can find more information about our nonprofit services and our SHIBA program at www.soundoutreach.org. So thank you so much for having me. And I'm so happy to see all the other organizations here as well. Love you guys. You're awesome. And thanks for everything. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Martin. That was awesome. And Haley, you accidentally went down 2 slides. So if you want to go up 2 slides back to SHIBA really quick. There you go. So yeah, thank you, Martin. This is one of the smart volunteering opportunities that I talked about at the beginning. So by volunteering with SHIBA, you are really using your brain quite a bit. I mean, you are learning everything that you never wanted to know about Medicare. So it's a pretty awesome volunteer opportunity and looks wonderful on a resume. And our next couple of volunteer opportunities are along those same lines. It's free training, but you're learning quite a bit. And I will make sure to add Martin's contact information to the slide as well. But if you're not in Pierce County and you go to their website, you can volunteer and they will send you to the coordinator for whatever county you are in. Okay, so next slide, Haley. All right, so the long-term care ombudsman program. Ombudsmen serve as a listening ear and voice for long-term care people in long-term care. There we go. There we go. So that can be nursing homes, adult family homes, and boarding homes. They provide them with information about their rights and resources. They will help people with complaints, with investigating, with resolving complaints, and ensuring that they receive fair treatment from service providers. So next slide. So ombudsmen do, they have to go through 31 hours of training. It is offered for free through Pierce County. And after they do that training, they have to certify as a volunteer. And so they got to take a test and they certify. And some of the coursework includes mandated reporting, residents' right, communication with stakeholders in the role of that ombudsman. So it is a lot of work, but it is a very rewarding volunteer experience. And the ombudsman program is largely volunteer based. And so they really need volunteers to really be able to effectively advocate for those that are in long-term care situations. And after you become an ombudsman, they don't just send you through training and get you certified and then push you out into the cold water and watch you flail. They support you. So they offer a program, they offer peer support, and they have regular volunteer meetings to help reviewing cases, share updates, policies, procedures. So at the bottom, you see a website there with a volunteer job description for the ombudsman. And along with the job description on that web page is also the application to volunteer. All right, next slide. All right, Pierce County Sheriff's Department, citizen volunteers. So the Pierce County Sheriff's Department, they need volunteers too. They facilitate citizen commitment and participation. They have a very active volunteer program that they recently expanded. And they are really close with their volunteers. They love their volunteers. There's a lot of administrative roles that they have available, but also some active ones as well. So especially if you not only really just love justice and volunteering, but want to make a difference from within, volunteering with a sheriff's department is a great way to go. Or if you are someone who wants to become a police officer one day, volunteering with a sheriff or police department is a great way to get your foot in the door. So some contact information there at the bottom for the Pierce County Sheriff's volunteer coordinator. All right, next slide. I believe, oh, nope, I thought maybe there was somebody presenting for this one, but nope, it's me. Okay, so RSVP. A lot of people have heard of Youth Corps and Job Corps, but there is a Senior Corps too, and that is RSVP, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. So they have so many volunteer opportunities. There was no way that we were going to list them all here. They partner with all sorts of local agencies, and so they will interview you and figure out what type of volunteer position that you are looking for, and they will find some agency out there that needs a volunteer just like you, and they will place you there. You do have to be over the age of 55 to volunteer for RSVP, and they have their contact information at the bottom for Pierce County and Kitsap County. But if you are in a different county than there, go to their website. Just Google Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, and you can enter in your zip code, and they will tell you the contact information for the county that you are in. And they're a lot of fun. They've got a lot of volunteer opportunities, and so they're a great one if you're just not sure what you want to do. They can give you a plethora of options. All right, next, you guys might recognize the next one. All right, Goodwill of the Olympics and Rainier Region. So Goodwill, we take volunteers too. We rely on our volunteers to help us achieve our mission. We're a really fun place to volunteer. See those volunteers there are having the time of their life, and some of you might recognize them as they are some of our loved staff members as well. So by giving your time and your talents to Goodwill, you can become part of our Goodwill community and help us serve our local community. Next slide. So here is some of the volunteer positions that we fill: retail, administrative, and clerical support, special events, court-ordered community service, agency partnerships, and our volunteer income tax preparation that you heard a little bit about when Mary spoke on behalf of Associated Ministries. So all of our volunteers do have to pass a criminal history background check. We do have the contact information down there to contact if you are interested in volunteering, and you can also go to our website. And I just noticed that one of our HR representatives, Amy Donahue, is on the call. I didn't see that before. So Amy, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Amy Donahue, and I'm the talent acquisition manager, and I also manage our volunteer program. So as Heather had said, there's lots of different ways that you can volunteer with Goodwill. We see a lot of groups that might want to go to our retail stores and maybe help organize the racks by color. That's something that's fun that you can do. And then we also take volunteers to help with special projects. We'll have data entry volunteers. And right now, because of the pandemic and because of our ability not to process quite as many people, one of the best ways that you can volunteer with us is to work with one of our partner agencies, and they can refer you to us. And those are really great programs because often you come into Goodwill as a volunteer, but when you come in as a client, of an agency, or even as a Goodwill client, you can get paid for that work experience. I also just I wanted to talk a little bit about the background check. We have I want to say a pretty forgiving background check process. So if you are somebody who has a criminal history and you're looking to kind of put your best foot forward, I don't want that statement that's on that slide to scare you away, because we are, in many ways a second chance organization, and we would be happy to have your time and at least give you the opportunity to volunteer with us. All of our volunteers opportunities are listed on our website, and you can just filter either by city or by, volunteer or job opportunities to find the closest location near you. That's it.
Thank you, Amy. All right, and we have one more, and then we'll give just a couple of minutes for any questions, and then we'll let you have the rest of your day back. All right, so a little bit about our VITA program. So the Volunteer Income Tax Preparation and Tax Counseling for the Elderly. So in Pierce County, Associated Ministries hosts the VITA program, and Goodwill is one of the sites that has tax preparation. And then AARP is the host for tax counseling for the elderly. So both these programs provide free tax preparation for low-income taxpayers in our community, serving thousands of taxpayers every single year. All that money from refunds and credits come back into our community, and on average, it saves each taxpayer that we serve $260. So thousands of tax returns prepared. You can do the math that this is a very valuable program. It is volunteer based. 99% of the work that is done through the program is done by volunteers. It is an IRS sponsored program. So if it is something that interests you, volunteers do not have to have any experience at all. We will train you. We will provide resources for you. And then you will get peer support, all sorts of cool stuff. And then some people just love volunteering for this program and being in the community and talking to people, but they don't want to do the tax prep, at least not right away. So there is several different volunteers roles. We have greeters and screeners. We need interpreters. Most of our sites, not most of our sites, all of our sites have a site coordinator, but most of those site coordinators are volunteers. Tax preparers, quality reviewers, computer specialists, and tax coaches are all volunteer roles. And like I said, it is free training. So you can go to irs.gov/individuals/IRS tax volunteers, and you can sign up to volunteer there. And that, based on your zip code, they will send out to whatever nonprofits in your area that run the either VITA or TCE program for that area. Or you can also go to irs.gov/VITA, VITA, and just learn about the program in general first, and then from there navigate to information about volunteering. All right, so next slide. That is it. So we are at the end now. We hope that you learned a few things about some of the awesome volunteer opportunities that we have here in Washington. This will inspire you to go out there and do some research of your own, maybe dip your toe in the water, do some volunteering. Or if you're already a person that loves volunteering, maybe you found some different volunteer opportunities that you didn't know about before, and you'll try something new and add to your repertoire. So volunteering, it's a lot of fun, teaches you something new, looks wonderful on a resume, and sometimes you're so invaluable that you get hired internally. With that, Haley, you can stop sharing. And if anybody has any questions, we'll spend just a couple of minutes taking any questions. But then, like I said, within the next couple hours, you will get an email with the slide presentation and a link to the recording. So any questions?
Hi, this is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, you did a great job. For one thing, I wanted to let you know, you're speaking everything.
Thank you.
But that at the start of it, the presentation on the Pialis, is that going to be in there too?
In the recording?
And what we're getting sent to us, the PDF.
Oh, the link will be in the PDF, not the recording itself, but the YouTube link to the recording will be in there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I saw a couple things in there I'd be interested in checking out, so I'll just call them up. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. Any other questions? So turn my video on really quick. All right, it looks like it doesn't sound like there's any more questions, but the recording, the PowerPoint, it'll get sent out, and it'll get sent out by our very own Career Hub email. And so if you think of any questions later, or you just want to connect with Goodwill, go ahead and just email careerhub@goodwillwa.org. Thank you for attending.
I have a question.
Oh,
thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of this good information. I've heard in ombudsman, there's a paid volunteering, something like that. I've heard of, I don't know.
No, it's not a paid volunteer opportunity, although they do reimburse mileage. So if you you travel around to different long-term care homes, things like that, they reimburse mileage. But no, it's not one of the paid volunteer opportunities.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Just
absolutely.
Contracts and just sorry, it was a conflict, and I was thinking that how it works. Thank you for clarifying.
No problem. No problem. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for attending, and enjoy the sun. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.